Welcome to Behind the Catch Fence. I'm your host, David Hoffman. The NHRA regular season is down to its final two races as the countdown looms. Now, last week at the Sonoma Nationals, it was a first for the sport as a father-son duo went head-to-head in the Pro Stock final. Joining us today is the father and the winner of that duo, Greg Stanfield from Elite Motorsports. Greg, how you doing today?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, heck, there's so much that you can talk about, dissect with this win. I mean, first off, I know during your interview at the top end, you'd said since Aaron cut a better light that lunch was on you on Monday. Where'd you guys end up going?
It actually turned out being on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. So I had
Oh
to
yeah,
buy him lunch for that for sure.
probably the best tacos you've ever spent money
Yeah,
on.
no doubt. I'll buy him every time I can beat him.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah,
This yeah, obviously this isn't the first time that you guys have, gone head to head on the drag strip in different categories and everything else, like Factory X, Super Comp, that
yep,
sort of thing, or Super
yep,
Stock.
yep.
Do you keep tally on this who's won what, or is this kind of like a friendly type of rivalry type of thing?
I don't know. It's more of when we race, who gets the better, reaction time. That's kind of our gig. So not no real tally, but it was pretty cool to get to beat him in the final. That was definitely cool. I wanted him to win, but I also wanted to not screw my part up. So it worked out. It was a win-win for the team, for all of us. So it was cool. It's a cool day for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you, I guess, kind of, being a proud father, obviously he's done a lot of great things in the sport, but how do you balance, because you hear drag racers as soon as we get on the starting line, I want to cut your throat type of thing. You're like, how do you kind of
Yeah.
balance something like that?
That's me and him for sure. I mean, we put our helmet on. We're there to win. So, we're just a small part of that equation. With the elite motorsports team, and we're just trying to do our part the best we can, and not screw that up. So that's our job. And we were both trying to drive really hard, for Jake. Jake Harrison's one of the key guys that's had cancer and went through a big surgery the other day, and we were pushing hard to try to win for him.
Yeah, I know obviously there's been a lot of stuff with the league that's gone on that's out of everyone's control. But how would you describe just the camaraderie, the family atmosphere that's really helped to fuel you guys to the point where, I mean, you locked out the Pro Stock final, which obviously it's been a trying year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everybody knows, the elites struggled this year a little bit with their performance, and everybody's working double overtime to get the performances back, and everybody's trying to do their part and just try to, get everything moving forward. And they've made some gains. You can see it. I think my car has probably been the best car out of the group, just as far as performance wise. And the best balance. So I think you're going to see, things get better as we keep moving. And with the schedule, it's tough. So your time is really crunched. And those guys have been putting in a lot of hours trying to get us better. And if we can just peak at the right time, would definitely be great.
And yeah, I remember watching at the top end of the racetrack. I know you were pretty emotional. At that time after you come out, you're handed the Wally. Just in those moments after the final round, just what's going on through your mind to kind of have that emotion? I'm sure there's a lot going on.
Well, you dream of that stuff, right? It's not, something we never even have talked about, like, are we going to get the race? It's just been a battle of trying to get the cars faster. And as that day unfolded, it was like, man, you can't write this. I mean, this is like, you can't make this up. So it was emotional for both of us to be able to do that in a final. I mean, we thought maybe if we did get the race at some point, it would be during the race. And the final was definitely emotional. And to have both cars there, we knew Elite won, and we knew it, it was good for Jake to try to give him some, here it is, your hard work. I mean, he's put his heart and soul into that organization for a long time. And he's a key player. And, with Mark Ingersoll having a double lung transplant in the last year, those two guys are the heart and soul of that team. And for us to be able to do our part and handing guys a trophy is we felt like we did our job.
What was that celebration like afterwards? Because obviously you guys already knew it was going to be in the elite
Yeah,
camp, but what was that
yeah.
like afterwards?
It was. I mean, me and Aaron we were still focused on our part because we didn't want to screw our part up. As far as we wanted a good race for the fans, and that turned out to be. And I drank champagne, I drank wine. I didn't know what was happening, so I'm not a wine drinker. And they peer pressured me into slamming all that wine, so that was quite the experience. But it was fun for everybody to see the smile on everybody's faces after we closed the deal. It's great for the sponsors, and it's great for the sport to see something new.
And Sonoma's probably the best place to have wine, so not a bad place.
Yeah, it was. I want to tell you that is a beautiful racetrack. If nobody's ever been there. They need to see that. That place is beautiful. Aaron had won there last year, so obviously he's got something special with that track. For him to be in the final 2 years in a row is huge.
Yeah, I definitely have to head up there at some point. Yeah, and for you to come back into the sport and get a Wally after 14 years, and obviously you had retired, can come back this year. Obviously, you're running other things as well. But how much different is pro stock from a competition standpoint compared to when the last time you ran full time?
Today's time, the competition is fierce. Have never seen it so hard, and even driving the cars to perfection seems like it's harder now than when I drove back then. So, back then, if it was a two-car team, it was a big team. Today it's, you got the KB, you got the Elite. So those are very powerful teams, and their data bank is really big. So every time a car goes down, they're building data. So it's way different now than what it was. It's more competitive now than what it was, and I'm just trying to do my part. Aaron's one to talk me into doing this right here, and we have great sponsors behind me with Joe and David Janik, the Rod Shop people, Gil and Richard Kirk, and got a lot of people behind pushing me to do it. And hopefully, I can end my career in a pro stock car. It's kind of the plan. I thought it was done years ago. But there's a young guy that works around his shop right now. It's saying there's still a little fuel left in the tank. We need to use it up before I'm done.
I mean, heck, if you're winning and you're having a fun time, why the heck not go keep
Yeah,
keep rolling?
I'm having a blast. Just even though the performance hasn't been there, it's a different concept for me because I just get the drive. It's not I don't have the stress of worrying about the rig getting there, worrying about the guys and the hotels and this and that. So it's been a relief for me to just come enjoy it. And Cynthia's been there with me, my wife. She didn't really get to go back in the day because she was raising the kids, and so we're enjoying our time and just trying to hang with all these young gals and guys. I'm driving.
And I have a final question for me to have this opportunity to, chase trophies, chase championships alongside Aaron, and I'm sure it's been something you've probably would have ever thought was possible at this point in your career. But how much fun has this season been so far, despite the struggles?
It's been a blast for me. I don't. I mean, I know the performance hasn't been there, but it's been a blast just to be able to race with Aaron and live, our dream out together. So that's been a great part of it, and to see all the hard work these guys, they are working their tails off, and the effort they're putting in to try to get the speed back in these cars. So it's been a blast watching it. I'm glad to be a part of it. We'll just see where it continues and where it goes.
Well, Greg, I appreciate taking the time. Hopefully you keep on keeping on, and it's been fun to see you guys be able to compete, and maybe you end up might be going for a championship together, and that'd be a fun little final round in Pomona, wouldn't it?
That would be cool. You never know in this sport. I mean, things change quickly, and I know everybody's doing the best they can. So we'll see how it rolls.
Well, sounds good to me. I appreciate you taking the time, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.